Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning. Hi, kids. A hot tea, please.
Welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Thursday, the 11th of July. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. So glad you stopped by today. I have the pleasure of introducing you to a mom with a heck of a background. So she is a military veteran. She was a doula at one point, a labor and delivery nurse, and happened to also be, from what I've learned, the first pregnant woman crowned Mrs. United States. She's also reimagined and really refreshed maternity wear for both pre and postpartum women. She is the founder of Lila Maternity, and today you get to hear some of her story and find out where you can find her shop here in Middle Tennessee. She has a great story to share and an incredible vision when it comes to maternity wear, once again, for pre and postpartum women. I will introduce you to her in just a little bit. But first this morning, let's get a check of our headlines. This man, 28-year-old Zachary Mole, is scheduled to appear in a Dickson County courtroom Monday, July 15th on attempted first-degree murder, aggravated arson, aggravated domestic assault, and domestic assault charges of his wife, Tessa. Mole stabbed Tessa multiple times and then doused her legs in gasoline before setting her on fire in front of their children, according to the arrest affidavit filed. Now, this attack has now brought a painful spotlight to Dickson and domestic violence cases. Many domestic violence organizations say that the most dangerous time for a woman in an abusive relationship is when she tries to leave, as the abusers will often escalate their efforts to maintain control. Are you someone that needs help from a domestic violence situation? Well, you can find the information you need, as well as how you might be able to help Tessa Mole by going to our website and then clicking on the Dickson Post. Innovative Scholars is a new program at Cheatham County Schools. This program has more than 210 students enrolled and receiving help to supplement the academic offerings for the scholastically gifted students, including the district's first summer STEM institute. Eligibility was based upon recommendations from their schools and standardized test scores. And the picture that you see here, well, this is students descending into Mammoth Cave during a field trip. Learn more about the focus of this program by heading to our website, mainstreetmediatn.com, and then finding the Cheatham County Exchange. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers. Putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Nashville Sounds Baseball is back in Hit City for the 2024 season. Spend your nights and weekends at the ballpark with weekly giveaways, fireworks shows, throwback deals, live music, and more. Top talent will take the field at First Horizon Park against the AAA Minnesota Twins, Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves, St. Louis Cardinals, Cincinnati Reds, and more. Tickets start at just $10 and are available now at NashvilleSounds.com. We will see you in Hit City.
Welcome back. I am here with the owner of Lila Maternity Boutique here in Hendersonville. We have Caitlyn Schollmeier. First off, Caitlyn, thank you so much for letting me come into your space and sit down with you. What you have is incredible. This is not just your ordinary maternity boutique.
It's a little different.
It's a little different, but it is beautiful what you've done. First off, share with us what you have here.
Well, you know,
I noticed there wasn't a whole lot of maternity stores, especially, when I was pregnant with my daughter. She's 3 months old. So back, at the end of my pregnancy, I was looking for clothes, and I was like, there's nothing in the area, really even in the Nashville area, I wasn't finding much. So I wanted to make a maternity store, but, I already had a maternity brand online that was a little different, not your typical maternity store. I, sold my own, essentially it's an accessible alternative to a hospital gown, labor clothing. I call it labor wear. I've actually coined that term, labor wear, which is, just clothes that you wear in labor or in the hospital when you're giving birth, something to make you feel comfortable and, provide privacy and all that.
Well, before we talk more about boutique and the items that you'll find, talk about what you created when you couldn't find something that was just right for, being in the hospital. And I know I've heard this from friends who have had children, multiple children. It's so uncomfortable when you're there. And you want something that's nice to wear. You want to look nice.
Exactly. Yeah, I worked as a birth doula, and, my clients, they always asked me, what should I buy to wear in labor? And I never liked the things that I could recommend to them because what was on the market was just, most of it was like frumpy versions of, other clothes that you could wear. Or like, for example, a hospital gown with flowers on it, like more feminine versions of the hospital gown. I'm like, that's not what women want. So I created my Lila labor gown, which is, it's a pretty, T-length dress that's soft. It opens at the chest. It has a low back, so it's kind of sexy a little bit, but it has all the same functionality that you would need to get any type of maternal obstetrical care. I was also a nurse at that time, so I knew what people needed in order for their nurses and their medical team to get to places that they needed to get to.
What have you heard from expecting mothers? What do they say to you when they buy your brand?
I think the first thing that I get from a lot of people is how soft it is. People really like how soft it is. And I made sure of that. I spent a really long time choosing the fabrics for our labor clothing because when you're in labor, the textures and things like that, they can feel different, when you're in pain and you've got to focus and zero in on just getting through those contractions. And I also wanted a fabric that was stain resistant so that you could wear it after the hospital, which was something different than what was already on the market. Most of that stuff was throwaway stuff. So I wanted something that was nice enough, high quality enough that you could wear it for labor and also postpartum, maybe even take it to your second or third birth. I think that's the first thing people say is the fabric. People love taking pictures in them.
Oh,
and
sure.
We have all these matching things like, our matching dad partner shirts. They're, you can also wear them yourself. It's like as a nursing shirt after postpartum, but they match, and we've got swaddles that match and, newborn outfits that match and robes and all of that. A lot of that's for the, you want to take photos and you want to, experience that special moment in the best way possible, feeling covered, having the privacy, feeling comfortable and beautiful and sexy. I think that it's just so important to kind of make that experience a little better.
It truly is. And this is one of your recent designs.
Yeah, so, labor clothing is where we started, but we're now, branching into maternity and postpartum with the starting of this store. And because I've had, a background as a labor and delivery nurse, I've been to Vanderbilt's midwifery program. We also teach classes here. So it's more than just a maternity store. It's really, all kind of highlighted and centered around empowering expecting parents and their families to, get the things that they need, feel equipped, feel prepared, feel put together and beautiful and powerful and all of those things through childbirth education and the products that we offer here. So this is, one of my nursing and pregnancy, dresses. I design a lot of our stuff ourselves, so it, zips down for nursing accessibility, and it's just one of many products that we have here. Our most popular gown is our Lila labor gown. This is our original style. This is how we got our start. It opens in all the places that you need for your medical team to give you the care that you need. So it has buttons that come all the way through here to open for skin to skin, also for breastfeeding, postpartum. It opens in the front to allow your nurses to get to your belly for fetal heart monitoring, or in the case of an emergency, a lot of the things that we need to get to when you're pregnant are here. So it's nice and easy to get to, but it also has ties that help keep the gown closed so that you keep that privacy while you're in the hospital. And then it also has a low back that allows you to get your epidural placed without having to take the gown off. You can also have your team give you a massage or place a TENS unit or sterile water injections, lots of different pain management techniques can be made easier with an open back. We have 4 different styles, and all of them have the same types of functionality. We have sizes that go all the way up to fit a size 30, and also even options for other, sort of like diverse cultural communities, like, the Orthodox Jewish community or the Muslim community. We have head coverings that go with our Nadia gown. That's our most high coverage gown. So there's something for everybody.
And it looks so elegant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do want to touch on your classes that you offer. Can you walk us through what is offered through those classes?
Yeah, so right now we're kind of just rolling out the beginnings of our classes. So we have, childbirth classes, like I'm teaching, for example, a birth planning workshop next month. One of the things that I'm very passionate about as a nurse and just as a patient advocate in general is people feeling educated when they come into the birth setting, so that they don't kind of end up down a path where they don't understand what's going on. It can be very scary. And then, look back on their birth experience and wish something had gone different, or wish that they had said something different or understood something that, would have helped them navigate that experience a little bit better. So my birth planning workshop is all your options, and not just the options that you might, hear about from, friends or family, or, from a pamphlet, but just all of it, everything that you could think of, is what I'm trying to go over with them. And then we also have, for example, Kelly's Music Circle. You can bring your baby, you can do music with, instruments and all of that. Infant massage, where you bring your baby in and you practice some infant massage techniques that help with, development and, body coordination for babies, and also help with like fussiness and colic. So lots of stuff, but we also want to add things like infant CPR and different, all the things that parents need, to feel prepared.
And if someone would like to take one of your parenting classes, how do they get that information and to see your schedule, and how do they sign up?
So they can find it on our website, www.wearlila.com, and it's on our Visit Us page. They can also come in and visit us, and we can talk to them about it. And we have physical sign-up sheets here, and we reach out to people. So we try to make it nice and easy for people to sign up. And yeah.
Looking back to where you started and where you are now, and the women that you've helped to feel beautiful, to feel comfortable, what is that like for you? Like when you kind of end out one of your days and you're looking at your own little ones, what does that feel like for you?
Oh, it's so special. It honestly can make me tear up if I think about it too much, because, this whole company, it started by accident. I never planned to do this. I designed the gown for my doula clients, my, patients as a nurse, and just from putting it on a TikTok video and having that go viral, and then, now I get messages all the time from people saying that, that this made them feel comfortable, or that they're, they have issues with sensory stuff, or, they never feel like they can have the privacy. I have, people who, for example, they dress more modestly and they don't want to go into the hospital and feel exposed. Say that, this was the ticket for them to kind of just feel comfortable and have that, like, birth that they kind of envision, so it's very special. And I can't believe how far we've come. Sometimes I look at the sign outside, I'm like, that's my store.
Well, thank you for sharing all of this with us. And again, really, this maternity shop is for every woman of every part of their maternity,
Yeah, before, during, after, all of it. I always say too, like, maternity clothes are just comfy clothes, right? Like, they have
beautiful.
the stretchy waistband. Yeah, now they're beautiful, and they're, they make more sense. They're unique, a little bit more unique, because that's what I'm trying to put into the market, is maybe not so much of just like the, simple. I want you to feel like you can be a mom and you can also be sexy at the same time. Yeah, because you can.
100%.
We're doing it.
I love that. I like that. I'm going to say that one more time. You can be a mom and feel sexy too. Caitlyn Schollmeier, thank you so very much. Lila Maternity Boutique here in Hendersonville. Come on out, take a look at the shop, and connect with Caitlyn. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Anytime. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Bluegrass Auction Associates is hosting another estate auction in White House, Tennessee on Saturday, July 20th at 10 a.m. Join Bluegrass as they sell the Judy Matthews Honeycutt Estate, conveniently located in the scenic Orchard Park subdivision. This beautiful estate includes both real estate and personal property, so everything must go. Everything will be sold on-site and in person, and a 10% buyer's premium is added to the final bid. So bid with confidence with Bluegrass Auction Associates, committed to excellence.
Thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.